Welcome back, Focus Learners. Today, we're bringing you an explainer that plunges straight into one of nature's most terrifying, enduring, and honestly completely unsolved mysteries. If you appreciate a deep dive into documented history that sounds a whole lot more like a dark thriller, well, you're exactly in the right place. We're looking at a localized phenomenon that has completely baffled scientists, terrified communities, and totally evaded modern capture. So buckle up because the story we're exploring today is every bit as colossal as the predator at its center. 300. Just let that sink in for a second. We're not talking about a statistic spanning centuries, and it's definitely not a regional anomaly caused by some sort of disease. This staggering number actually represents the human death toll attributed to a single, solitary, and entirely uncaught predator operating somewhere within the borders of Burundi. That's 300 lives, taken by one entity that has completely mastered its environment. Section 1. The Legend of Gustave. Okay, let's dive into this and look at his massive hunting grounds along Lake Tanganyika and the Ruzizi River in East Africa. The locals have given this creature a name, Gustave. But who, or rather what, exactly is he? To truly grasp the reality of Gustave, we really have to look at his sheer scale. Based on extensive eyewitness accounts and expert observations, this massive Nile crocodile is estimated to be over 20 feet long and weighs in at a staggering 2,000 pounds. I want to be incredibly clear here, guys. This isn't just some local myth or tall tale shared around a campfire. The sheer dimensions of this creature represent a colossal, scientifically documented reality. I mean, it absolutely commands respect. Section 2. Not your average crocodile. So what makes him so fundamentally different from typical apex predators in the wild? And this brilliantly illustrates that exact difference. You see, normal crocodiles usually attack almost exclusively out of territorial defense or immediate hunger. Basically, they strike and then they retreat. But Gustave's behavior? It's entirely different. Witnesses report that he targets people specifically, calculating his strikes. In some truly horrific instances, he's been known to attack multiple victims within the exact same group. This goes way beyond mere survival. This is anomalous, highly calculated behavior. Section 3. The Bulletproof Beast. It's a terrifying reality that local fishermen, scientists, and the military alike have tried and completely failed to kill or capture him for decades. The physical evidence of these encounters is literally written right on his skin. Gustave is reportedly covered in a grid of bullet wound scars and has even survived being hit with grenade shrapnel. Just think about the sheer durability required to survive that. And it gets even more astonishing. During regional conflicts, highly armed soldiers reportedly avoided the riverbanks entirely. They were literally more afraid of crossing paths with Gustave than they were of engaging in enemy combat. I mean, this single animal actually altered the movement of armies. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer scale of the failed expedition to stop him. In 2002, a dedicated team of scientists and hunters arrived in Burundi to finally end his reign. They spent months trying to capture him safely, utilizing one of the largest, most sophisticated crocodile traps ever constructed. They had the technology, the bait, the best tracking methods. Yet, after all that time and immense effort, they never even caught a glimpse of him. He completely evaded the very best of human ingenuity. Section 4. A Century of War. This evasion has forced researchers to shift their perspective from a monster story to a genuine survivor story. Many researchers now believe that Gustave isn't unusually aggressive by nature. He's just unusually old. To understand this, we've got to look at the biology of the Nile crocodile. These magnificent creatures actually possess a biological capacity to live for over 100 years. If the size and behavioral estimates are spot on, researchers believe Gustave could have been surviving along these exact waters for an entire century. And this means his exceptionally long life is directly tied to the dark, violent human history that has unfolded along those very same shores. Let's move to and see how this builds a truly wild timeline. If he really is a century old, Gustave may have lived right to the colonial wars of the 1920s. He survived the unimaginable tragedies of genocide and decades of human conflict in the 1990s, occupying the exact same riverbanks. He totally bypassed the 2002 scientific megatrap, and right through to today, he remains a constant, silent observer to a century of human warfare. Which brings us to a really profound observation derived from our source material. He didn't learn to fear humans. He learned humans don't usually win. Living in an environment defined by constant warfare essentially trained him. Instead of viewing heavily armed humans as an invincible threat, his century of observation taught him that, humans are fragile. He learned to view us not as masters of the environment, but simply as prey. Section 5. Is he still out there? Now we arrive at the chilling, unsolved current status of Gustave. So the crucial point is this. Despite every technological advancement, despite all the weapons and the highly trained hunters over the decades, this massive predator remains entirely free. As of today, he has never been captured. The grim, unavoidable conclusion drawn by researchers and locals alike is that this massive, cunning predator may still be out there, slipping silently beneath the surface of the Ruzizi River. 100-year-old crocodile, over 300 human victims, and still completely uncaught. It's a true documented mystery that defies everything we think we know about modern human dominance over nature. So I want to turn this over to you, the focused learners. Given his age, his sheer intelligence, and his incredible survival record, do you think Gustave is still alive out there today? Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next explainer.